Hello, Dr. Woodside in class and whoever else may be viewing this presentation. This is my presentation of the electronic poster that we were tasked with in class. The title of my poster is The Beneficial Factors of Dual Relationships Among Rural Communities. So the reason I chose this topic was because a lot of the times when we talk about rural social work, practitioners are often faced with the conflict and the ethical dilemma of meeting clients on the outside of the working relationship, better known as dual relationships. A lot of times, these relationships are seen in a negative light, as there may be different issues of consent and confidentiality and things of that nature. A lot of research that is out there focuses on these negative factors, as in rural social work, a lot of these encounters are oftentimes unavoidable, as we know through research. Because those factors are so unavoidable in rural settings as opposed to urban areas, I decided to take more of a strengths-based approach to this issue. I wanted to be able to see what benefits lie within these encounters that may happen in rural settings. Again, in urban settings, it may be a lot easier for practitioners to be able to avoid these dual relationships because it's just a lot larger of an area. In rural settings, however, these unavoidable relationships, these unavoidable encounters have a lot of different consequences and different impacts and meanings behind them. And so I wanted to be able to take a strengths-based approach and see some of the positive factors that may happen as a result. In my methods section, I use the Academic Search Ultimate database located within the UNCP Library's website to be able to find different articles and research. Some of the search terms that were used include the rule with two asterisks attached, and the benefits search term was used to be able to find more results about the positive factors that could come up with dual relationships in rural communities. As you'll see in the literature review, there's a lot of information that was highlighted as far as the beneficial factors. These could include cultural competence, the gaining of trust within the relationship, and just clients being able to come forth more with knowing and having an open relationship with their counselor in terms of knowing how these interactions may happen on the outside. Our limitations suggest that there's little to no evidence that beneficial factors necessarily outweigh the negative factors. And as a result, there have been many lawsuits and conflicts. So a lot of times that's why research focuses on those negative factors a little bit more. Now, with that being said, there's also been findings that, in my findings, I found that dual relationships are, unavoidable in rural settings, and therefore the practitioner requires competence and the ability to set boundaries, as well as cultural competence to know how to handle these situations as they arise. And my recommendations: social workers have to take more practice courses and take part in training modules on dual relationships so they know how to better handle them. They should be aware of the ethical decision-making model, as well as just understanding more confidentiality and professional boundaries to be able to handle these situations as they arise. That's my presentation. Thank you for watching.